Imagine it, or should I say remember it. It's 2018 and all is right. Jesus and Miro together. We're cracking up. Joe Rogan's in LA with good guests like Hannibal Burrs. Uh, you're ripping a jewel to shreds. You have friends. Society wasn't as intensely mass traumatized. It was a light and easy time in the world. You turn on the news, you believe it. You see your life in the bright vividness of all that is possible as you approach the 2020s. Now look at you. Probably some overgrown thing, still grappling with loss, stuck in the same piece of shit pattern you've always been in. In the middle of a chaotic unrelenting. Or probably yelling at the Matrix enough to scare the NSA guy listening on your phone. Just kidding, a guy's AI now. I can get into it. That's all not a mystery or an illusion, simply an astute observation of a plot already well into the works. Follow me into it as we find the solutions. But
He's perfect.
2018, roughly. And it was really the sweet spot when they talk about living in compliance and just, believing what was on the news. They had us in the palm of their hands. You can ask any crackpot conspiracy cowboy guy, and I bet they were living pretty normal, chill, even productive lives before they were snatched out of it by cabal and a contagion, whatever you want to call it. And that was 2018. It was people with healthy social lives, with businesses and dreams, ambitions, responsibilities, so on. Now it seems scattered to the wind. A bunch of otherwise decent people turned to no lifers, now exposing the rot at the core of our society. Dregs on dregs. People used to believe the news. No one cared about Palestine, Israel. I was a fan of Obama like a retard. And it took a pandemic to realize he never did anything to help anyone in America who wasn't at least a same sex subprime mortgage loaning entity. The news was assumed to be at least half right, but in truth, it's like picking corn kennels of truth out of shit as far as useful information goes. A little too perfect, 2019. I'm class of 2019. I decided to take a year off. I was going to be a lawyer, or engineer, or finance dickhead. Who cares? It's all over now. There we were, humming right along into 2020. 2019 was our 90s. Now, heard about some funky new Chinese virus, flu, but none of us thought it was gonna permanently change our lives. It's funny to think that was the last time we ever saw the world so innocently. Selfishly, when I saw the news, this is 2020 now, of shutting down society, I enjoyed the idea. No joke, fully fulfilling a 5 years of sleep after school is over prophecy or joke. People's entire lives derailed. They ate shit out there. On them a little for being so annoyingly and foolishly optimistic about the 2020s. People overall broke and broken. Wait till they find out whose deep state operation it was. Deep state is just annoying. It's getting there. They're waiting for us to get tired of saying deep state so that they go back to deep stating. It's not nice. The full freight begin to realize we're in the middle of something incredibly massive, malicious, and nefarious. Everyone got injected with poison, and if you don't believe me, I'll ask you, did you get your boosters? You're supposed to have about a dozen. No. If you haven't changed the way you're living since then, you're a madman or a mess. Either way, congrats. If they never did that, release COVID from a lab, then they'd still have that complete control, compliance, Hillary, Biden, Kamala supporters, etc. It was more than the lab would tell you. It was a whole fear campaign directed at every sector of society. Every time Rachel Maddow compared, she like pretended to care about all these dead Negroes around the world. I was like, okay, yeah, it's like it's not because anyone gives a shit. It's because the fear is helpful, profitable. Yeah, if they never did that, then that might have, and Iraq and all these things. The cause, the circumstances, unbeknownst to us, will result in several dramatic changes. The problems, I don't know what that means. Actually, I didn't even. I don't know if I heard that, but people had nothing to do other than discover every conspiracy, every conflict, every event, every connection, and the people who did this are scared of that. When you discovered every conspiracy is true, you're supposed to be 12 times vaxxed, support Israel and the Ukraine, vote for compromised people, be willingly divided for cheap social superiority, and never look up to see who's truly fucking you and shitting on you at the exact same time. Like what they like, live how they tell you, and die. The world as you see it today, much of the previous illusion shattered. No investment in the game, you may call it, or the whatever the fuck, no skin in the game. Solutions. Well, they turned everyone into no-lifers about current events and the news. Now they're try-harding, and the powers don't like that. We don't like that. But the information we've got now, people are hailing Hitler, joining Islam, and moving to off-grid cult compounds. You can't go back. Now no one believes anything, especially anything institutional, anything with esteem and pretense. And experts, an expert is a joke, as we all learned very hostilely. But we found out a lot. Like hospitals are a business. We found out Israel stands for Israel bad. We found out Fort Bragg is doing more than bragging. We figured out the news and their old tricks. Found out politics is just theater kids putting on a very piss poor performance. Great big pile of things you can't unsee or unlearn. Where we are. Nobody likes it. Even the people that put us here. Because now we can see them a little bit. Can't go back, but solutions. All they have to do is get people stop caring about all this shit or not even knowing about it. Get people to be blissfully ignorant of. All they have to do is give people their lives back, and the resistance will stop. I didn't care about Palestine, Israel. No one did, not even the Palestinians and Israelis cared as much as we seem to now. Now we care more than they did in 2018. The solution? Movies. Parties. Money. It's actually something I'm working on. It's rather simple. Essentially, entertainment, socialization, opportunity. All things Fauci snatched from them. To get people to stop caring about freeing Palestine. To get people to care about liberating the Ukraine. To get people to care about the sovereignty of Taiwan. Simply give them a life again. Then they'll be like, who cares about that stuff? I have a life, friends, money, family, art, success. Fuck them. Just do what America says. But they probably won't do that. Because there's a reason they did any of this in the first place. And that is to have us in increasingly desperate scenarios, left without the ability to defend ourselves or even live a decent life. I did not know it was coming out. So I say keep pushing till you get something tangible that actually matters. Then keep pushing because they fucked you more than you could fathom with your grandma dying alone and all that because the virus they released and the nonsensical rules around socializing in order to increase their grip of control on your lives and decrease our collective humanity significantly. They're hollowing out America, extracting all value possible without consideration or worry for the Americans. They can care less. They want everything at the cost of anything. So, free Palestine, fuck Ukraine, and I'm pro one China policy. Oh, and just in case it's Iran's oil and they can keep it, who cares? May you live in interesting times. And that was the people that own Taiwan said that. It turns out Joe Rogan was right on his stupid podcast about COVID and not the overpaid henchmen of cable news. It turns out countries ran on war, but not ran on winning them. Turns out the government and powerful institutions want us divided and scared so that they can control and destroy us. It turns out Pizzagate is closer to nonfiction. Turns out the CIA runs the terrorists and the cartels. Operations Timber, Sycamore, Fast and Furious, Contras, etc. in parentheses. Turns out all the conspiracies were true, and don't you feel like a fucking fool for not having already known that. Until next time, do your own research.
Monsieur! Es un roi!